Hey everyone, Saintsfan back again with another GTA 5 video, and today in this one I want to talk about the warehouses and the garages that came out with the Import-Export DLC. I'll be going over some of the differences between the garages, the 60-car garages, and then some of the differences between the warehouses, and then hopefully in the end I can give you an idea of which one you should buy. So if you do enjoy the video and find it helpful, please drop a like and please subscribe if you're new to my channel, because I'll be doing a ton of other awesome GTA videos over the next few days about this Import-Export DLC. Now we'll start with the garages first. The 60-car garages, there are 4 of them in the same locations as all 4 of the offices, and I don't believe they actually cost more depending on where you're at. So a garage at the Maze Bank building in the city is going to cost the same as the Maze Bank West building outside of the city. Now, if you're curious as to how much money you could spend if you wanted to buy the most expensive part of every single garage, because you can buy 3 of them, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a second. I believe it's like $6-point-something million. It could be reaching $7 million. It's a lot of money. The way it works is you have 3 office garages that you can buy, and each one gives you 20 cars. If you just want to buy one garage to get 20 extra car slots, and then change the customization a little bit, it'll run you around $1.5-ish million, depending on what customization you choose. That's what you're going to start with. From there, then you could add on another office garage, like you can add on Office Garage 2. That'll add up to around like $1 million-ish or so dollars, plus all the customization. Garage 3 is the same thing. And then you have the option for the custom shop. The custom shop is $900,000 plus whatever you pay in terms of customization. I think some of the higher ones are like $400,000. Like, they're quite a lot. So what I did, since I didn't have a lot of money, I bought one office garage so I get 20 extra cars. I made it look a little nicer than, the base model, and then I did buy the custom shop. The one thing, though, I would say, if you don't need the custom shop, like if you don't have a ton of money, don't buy the custom shop, because $1 million for a custom shop, I'll talk about this more in my video later, the buyer beware video, but the custom shop is not that great. I mean, I guess it's convenient, but you can do the same thing everywhere else. You really are going to be paying $1 million-something for just convenience. So whether or not that's, something you want, then just take that into account before you do go out and spend the money on the custom shop. Now, as for views, in my opinion, I would say that the views of the garages are almost more important than the views of the actual offices, because you're rarely ever in the offices apart from, I guess, now going there to call a car or to find a car to steal. But if you have a 60-car garage, you're going to be in it quite a while, going through all the cars, figuring out which one you want, looking at them and all that. So what I did on stream earlier this morning, I went through each office garage and showed the views of those actual garages. So what you're going to see next is my gameplay and me talking about some of those garages and their views from my stream. Okay, so you actually do have a view on this one, and it's not that bad of a view. That's actually pretty good, because you got the, you don't see the city, but you got the beach there. By the way, okay, so each office, or each garage, actually has a different view. So this one's a little bit further down, and here's the back view. Okay, so each one's got different views. This one's pretty cool, because you got the observatory up there. All right, so this is garage 1. Ooh, yo, this has got a pretty nice view of the freaking, the sunset. You got the pier over there. Okay. Again, so this one you got the sunset there. I don't know. This view's not too great, because it's just there's a building there. I mean, you got the mountains, I guess. Could be better. And then this is an ugly view. I mean, well, I guess you have the city there. You have the observatory there, but you have these ugly buildings here. I don't know if I like this view. Where's the garage? Is it actually... There's no way. Is it actually under... Yo, that is... Okay, Arcadius is by far the coolest one. Yo, they freaking added this part to the building. And do you have your own security guy? Oh, man. That is freaking... Okay, Arcadius is definitely the best. All right, so we have Arcadius. This is not a bad view. I mean, it's a higher up view, so you got the, buildings. You got the ocean, somewhat of a sunset. All right, so this one, it appears, is just a little bit higher up. This is actually the other side of the building. So you can see it's got a little, you can see is that the hospital? No. Is that? I don't know. Got the Yeah, FIB building over there, the Maze Bank building, not the greatest. All right, so the views from the ones in the city aren't that great so far. All right, and then this is probably the best view. Ooh, Garage 3, this is the one you want, man, because that's where the sun all sets, the moon all big right there. Got a view of the interstate and all that, and the mountains in the background. All right, this one's a pretty cool view. All right, so this one is at nighttime, unfortunately, but you can see we got the good old construction building that they've been working on for like 8 years. You got the moon. Looks like that's maybe the air. Yeah, that's the airport that way. And then you have the pier over there. So not a horrible view. All right, so this is the Garage 2. You got the IAA, FIB building, and then the rest of the city. So again, I guess, well, the sun will probably rise in that area. So you get the sunrise. So, you got that going for you with this view. And yeah, you can transfer garages because you can see I still have all my cars and stuff. And I've transferred them like 8 times. And then this view, you can see it faces, I guess, well, you get the sunset for this one because the sun would set right there because that is the pier, which you can't see. The pier is like right there. You can see the Ferris wheel. I mean, you got that building right there, which kind of gets in the way. I don't know, not a bad view. I'm assuming you can probably see the mountains. Unfortunately, it's nighttime, so you can't really see much. But those are the views. I don't know, man. I think the Arcadius, even though it has the worst views, it's got that garage underneath it, which is awesome. Like that, I love unique stuff like that. Dude, honestly, if I had to pick, I would almost say if you want one in the city, go with Arcadius. If you want a cheap one, go with the Maze Bank West, because the Maze Bank West one had some pretty damn awesome views. So, as you saw, I would almost say the Arcadius is the best because of that super amazing, like, underground garage. That's so unique and so awesome that I would almost buy it for that. And I'm glad I actually did upgrade to it when CEO offices were 50% off. But if you don't, have that, and you don't have a lot of money, and maybe you did just buy the Maze Bank West, that's probably one of the best options because it's got some really great views, and it's cheap, and it's in a decent location. So those are the two I would go with if you're looking for an office garage. The Maze Bank is just too expensive for what you're getting, and then the Lawn Bank, you just don't have that great of a view, so I think it's kind of worthless. So hopefully you get a better idea of the garages. I mean, like I said, the two things you're going to mainly be looking for is price and then probably the view because there's a giant open window there. Now, as for the vehicle warehouses, I'll talk about them a little bit. I'm not going to go through each individual one because you can see them on the map. I would say, or I would narrow it down to 3 options, and the 3 sort of like in the middle at the top. The reason I say that is because the special vehicles that they added into the game, like the ramp car and all that, the only way you can get those is by using a spawn option in the interaction menu or by driving them out of your vehicle warehouse because that's where you store them. The problem, though, with the interaction menu is that it's kind of buggy and you have to wait 5 minutes, like from when you drive a car out, like a special vehicle out, and then it blows up or you get rid of it. You have to wait 5 minutes, even if you didn't call it using the interaction menu. It's super weird. So really, the only way you're going to be using those special vehicles, I would say, is if you drive it in and out of your vehicle warehouse. So you're going to want a vehicle warehouse in a good location. And the 3 at the top in the middle, I would say, are the best locations. I mean, you got one sort of by the airport, you got one on Grove Street by the stadium, and then you got one, unfortunately, it's a little bit further away. It's sort of in the industrial area, but it's still on a major road, and it's fairly easy to access. Now, the 2 that are like sort of by the city, the one by the airport and then the one on Grove Street, the downside to those is that one's 2.5 million. I think the Grove Street one is like 2.5 million, and the airport one is 2.7 million. So that's a lot of money. Whereas the La Mesa one, that's the one I actually bought, the one on the far right, sort of by the industrial zone or whatever you want to call it, that one is only 1.5, and it's actually the cheapest vehicle warehouse in the game. So if I were you, I would almost say if you're short on cash, get the La Mesa one because it's in a pretty decent location. I mean, you are going to have to drive a little bit further, and it is a little bit further away from your office, but considering, especially if you do have an office in the city, you can take one of those main roads, and it goes right past that vehicle warehouse, then it's not going to be that much of a hassle and you're not going to get annoyed by it too much. Like all the other options, I don't think are that worth it because you got one like in the far right of the map. You got one sort of at the top of the map, but it's like top of the city, I guess, but it's 2.8 million. That's the most expensive one. I wouldn't do that. You have another one by the docks, but I mean, at that point, at the docks, that's just so far away, and there's only a few roads that like head down there, so it'll probably just be complicated and kind of annoying at some points when you bring cars back. So that's why I would say the 2 or the 3 that I gave, those are almost the best options. And then last but not least, as for the 3 customization options you actually have, here is some gameplay of those 3 different customization options. This first one is going to be the base, like the one that you spawn or start with. It's super simple. It kind of makes your vehicle warehouse look boring. But look, if you're in there, if you're not in there for very long, who really cares? The next one is a spray painted version, and I almost like this one the best. I mean, it is a little bit darker than the 3rd and final one, as you'll see, but it looks pretty cool. It's got some uniqueness and some variety in it, and for, I believe it's only like $250,000. I think that might be the best one, if you are sort of short on cash. And then here's the 3rd and final option. You can see this one looks a little bit more professional. I think it's a little bit more well lit, but this one has all the signs of like the different companies and stuff on the wall. Again, like all the other stuff, that one's going to come down to your personal preference, but I would say either leave it stock or go with the second one because I don't find it that necessary to pay like $500-ish thousand to get the 3rd and, the high-end, I guess, customization option. With all that being said, that is the end of the video. Hopefully this helps you guys out when it comes to the vehicle warehouses and the garages. I wanted to make this because they're a lot of money, and you're going to want to buy something that you feel like you're not wasting your money on. And I feel like the Arcadius, the Maze Bank West, and then those 3 options, those are the best options in terms of just gameplay, money a little bit, and how annoyed you might get, in a week or 2 when we're doing this over and over again. But thank you all for watching. Please drop a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe so you don't miss any other awesome GTA content. But as always, thank you all, and I will see you guys in the next one.